guess it was about 4.5 years ago. I was going down Highway 508, coming in from Harlingen, going out to the cemetery on Godwin Road. And I happened to look to the left, and I saw that there was a for sale sign on the fence on this property. And I said, when I finished with the ceremony out there at the cemetery, I want to swing back by and just take a look at the property. I had no idea how many acres it was. I just knew that it was pretty big looking from the street. But when I finished the ceremony, I forgot about it. And I started heading back toward 508 back toward Combs, Texas. And I was almost down there to Highway 77 when I remembered, and I just turned around and came back. And when I came back, I got a piece of paper that gave the description of the land. I was really surprised that it was I thought it was like 5 or 10 acres. And when I found out that it was close to 90 acres, I was really shocked. I was surprised. I said, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of land. I was shocked because a real estate person that I had dealt with about 5 or 6 years prior to I told him that I wanted to get like 20 or 30 acres, and said, you're not going to find anything around here in Harlingen anywhere close to that. You know, it's just, there's no land like that anywhere. So when I found out it was 90 acres, I said, well, you know, there is some land. You just got to look around. Well, anyway, I got one of the papers, put it in my pocket, carried it around in my pocket for about 2 weeks. I'd take it out, look at it, and I saw the price on it. I thought it was, wow, we just can't afford that right now. There's no way we could get it. But I kept it in my pocket, and I'd switch it from my pocket to the new pair of pants I was wearing every day, and I kept it. And then one day, you know, I just showed it to somebody, one of the to Ramiro Trevino at church, and I just said, look at this property. It's really nice. You know, I didn't really ever think that we could get it. I just wanted to show it. It was really nice. It had a little aerial view of it, and it showed the lake on it and everything. And I said, look at that. And when he looked down at it and he saw the name of the landowner, he says, hey, I know him. I know who he is. We were in the border patrol together. I said, well, let's call it and let's see what he says. And so anyway, we arranged time to come down here, and we came in through the same way to the road all the way back here. And as soon as I got back here close to this corral that was right here, I didn't want to see any more of it. It was too much. It was too overwhelming. I loved it so much, but I said, you know what, I don't want to. And they said, come on, there's some more. You can go look. I go, no, I don't want to look at anything else. I don't want to see nothing else. I'm already overwhelmed at everything that I've seen. And so I just, Ramiro and him went to look at everything else, and I just leaned up against the truck, and I didn't want to go anywhere else, you know. And he thought that I had lost interest, but actually, I just had fallen in love with it, and I do. But I said, I don't want to see anything else because there was no way to get it. You know, it was a dream that was way too big. So anyway, we were able to negotiate it. He gave us a pretty good discount on it because we were a church, and we financed it, and we turned it over, and he said that he had these cows that were here. He said, well, these cows go with the ranch. We didn't expect that either. We didn't expect to have cows with the land. We just thought we were just going to get some land. But we actually got 10 head of cattle, and they're all longhorn cows. And one of the most beautiful things about it too is that it's got a little over a 3-acre lake, and it's a beautiful place. Some of the people from our church have donated some ducks. They had ducks, and they brought them down here, and now they're roaming around the lake all the time, swimming and having a good time. They were a lot more happier here at the lake than they ever were over there where they were being raised. I mean, they were providing a lot of joy there, but out here they're a lot happier. It's just a beautiful place. I love to come out here. I come out here as much as I can to think, to pray, to meditate on God, and just to marvel at the beautiful things that God can do. It's just amazing, you know. I never got tired of coming out here. I love to work out here. Sometimes I just get a machete, come out here and just start trimming trees and clean stuff up. You know, it's really nice. This big red horse right here is a female, and a few months ago, somebody called and said there was one of our horses and that was outside the pen, and so we came over here from church right after church on the Sunday, and it was one of our little horses that was out in front of the fence by the gate. And this other big horse right here, this female, she was there too. We call her Lucero because of the big star she has on her forehead. But she came, and the county came down and called the county animal control. So they were down here, and he says, well, is that your horse? Yeah, we claimed that horse, but that was not ours. He says, well, can you just keep him here until we come back and tell you what we're going to do with him? So he stayed here with us, and later on it happened again. They called us and we came, and they said one of our horses out, and that's little Chocolate right here, the one that's right in front of him, and he's got the white and brown coat, and he was in front, and I was afraid it was one of our horses, and when we got up there I saw, well, it's not ours. I went and told people that's not our horse. They said, well, can you just keep him here until somebody claims him, because we don't want him roaming down the highway. And that's why we have these two horses, because we found them right here in front of our property. They wanted to belong to us, so they've been here almost a year, you know, and they've been a blessing to us.
What about this white one?
This white one was given to us by the Cortez family, and they're members of our church, and they've been with us as long as her and her partner, who's not here right now, have been with us for about a little over a year and a half maybe. And they're the more tame ones, because they were used to being around people. When we got this land, there was already 3 wells on them. There's 2 wells up in the front, and there's a well back here inside the corral that we have right here. That well, after about a year, it started getting sand in it, so we built. Well, we actually had another well dug over here on this side, and this well has really provided some good water for the animals that we have on this side of the property. From about the back side of this fence here, of this property right here, is 50 acres of just rugged land that's never been cleared before, ever. It's the way Texas was in its original, I guess the original way it was when back before the settlers all got here. And so altogether it's a good chunk of property. We have a canal running on one side. It's a drainage canal, and you know, one of the reasons that I fell in love with this property and I really wanted it for our church was because I had a dream. I have dreams all the time, and I had a dream about having a camping place for kids and for people to come and enjoy the wilderness, the animals. We have quite a few animals now. We have 10 longhorn cattle. We have 4 horses here, and we have a little burrito here that roams around here. And you know, I'd like to get some more animals and be able to put them in pens and everything, and just let people enjoy the animals when they come out here. You know, it's really a wonderful thing. It's something that really soothes your heart, your mind, and it's something that really touches your soul. Just to be around animals, and out here where the wind's blowing and the dust is blowing up in your face, and the sun is burning down on your back. It's just a really great thing. It's a wonderful thing, and I always dreamt of something like this. I always, you know, when I got here about 10 to 15 years ago, I went out all over the place looking for a place to purchase, you know, somewhere we could have a little bit of campground, and well, I never was able to find anything, and this place I didn't have to really look for it. It found me, you know, when I was driving by and doing something else, and I was able to run into this place. It used to be, in its origin, it used to be a little farm place. Some people owned this, and they actually had a farmhouse here somewhere. Then they sold it to the wildlife preserve place, and it was a wildlife preserve, and they didn't allow any cutting of trees or anything here for a long time, for many years. I don't know how long it was. And then finally they wanted to sell it, and the Girl Scouts bought it. And they were planning to build a camp here. They were going to build a camp. They're the ones that put in the road. They're the ones that put in some of the water wells. But in the meantime, somebody else offered them a big old camp that was already built up and everything. So they put this up for sale. And we bought it from the man that bought it from the Girl Scouts. You know, because I remember years ago, I drove by here and it said "Future Home of the Girl Scouts." And for a while, you know, that sign just tore apart and just completely fell apart. But we saw where it fell down, and it did say that it was the Girl Scout camp. I have a dream, you know. I just wanted to have something that our church could use, our district could use, and other churches could use, and where pastors, when they wanted to have a retreat away from their church, get away from things for a while and just meditate on God, where they could come out here and rent a little cabin and just be out here and you know, just relax and rest and get nourished with the Spirit, you know, because I think God's more in touch with us when we're out here in the natural woods and just, you know, enjoying everything that's around us and listening to Him. Out here, you hear an occasional airplane fly over, but you know, you're out here and the only thing you hear is the whistling of the trees and the wind blowing through the bushes and everything, through the cactus. It's just something that's really, really beautiful. It's very exceptional. There's a lot of work to do in this place. I mean, you know, we've been working hard on it for the past almost 4 or 5 years, and everything grows so fast. You know, you can clear something up, and within 2-3 months, it's already closed back in. You know, we got to stay on it all the time. We're still making some headway, though. We're really clearing a lot of the land, and it's really beginning to change a lot, and it's just starting to look really beautiful. As soon as we clear the trees and allow the sunshine to come down to the bottom, within a year or two, then the new growth starts coming out from the bottom. Grasses and other little kinds of plants start growing. I guess what we have for the future, for me, is a place where we can not just come and enjoy everything that's here in this place for people, but come and work here too, and have a place where you can feel like you belong and that you own, and you can come and spend some time clearing and just walking through this beautiful land that God has made. In the future, I'd like to, like I was saying before, that I'd like to have a place where like, you know, street kids can come and we'll hopefully would like to build a swimming pool, some cabins, a cafeteria, different things in here. It's not gonna come right away, but in time we could do things like that, and just bring kids, busloads of kids out here that can't afford to go to camp, and we can let them come here, and maybe somebody can help sponsor us to buy the food to give to them, and we'll feed them, and then we'll go swimming, horseback riding, get close to the cows, to goats, to any other animals that we have. I think that's a lot of good therapy for kids and older people, just to be around the animals. I know every time I come out here, I just feel a lot better when I leave because I've been around the animals. But that's the main thing. That's the main dream that I had, was just having a place where people can get away from everything that's pressuring them and giving them maybe a difficult time, and letting them know that they can have a place where they can relax and just get close to God. Everywhere God has allowed me to work, I've always seen things, you know, in a different way than most people. I don't think it's because anything really special or anything, but I've always believed that we can change things. And we don't have to accept things the way they are. We can make things better. I've always believed that we can do the impossible because God's with us. We serve the God of the impossible, and I've always tried to apply it to everything we do. And the more that I feel like I can't be done, or somebody tells me it can't be done, it gives me more of a reason to get it done. I know that God allows us to do things and see things through His power and through the vision that He gives us. God gave me a vision for this place. He did. And I'm so glad that He did. I'm glad that I had this opportunity to do something that practically has never been done by a church, as far as I know. To have a place that belongs to our church, to Abundant Life Church, and to the people, and also to the community, to help our community, help our kids, not just people from a church, but anybody in the area. It hasn't happened yet. I mean, we're not in the full phase, but I believe someday it will happen. We're providing the material, we're providing the place, and now God's got to do the miracles for all of it to be fulfilled. It's going to happen. It's going to take place. It's a dream. And it's a dream that's coming true. Because God is good.